And once again, this is Anand Chaudhary, a student of Ayurveda in this field, having learning experience of Ayurveda more than. Yes, I got admission into the 86, then 96, 10, and the 2006, 20, 2016, 30, and 40 years in the 2026 is the less than 3 years in the 40 years when I am acquainted about the word Ayurveda. So whatsoever I am going to speak or the submit before you about the Ayurveda, that is my understanding of last more than 35 years. Right from my undergraduate admission in the first BMS in the July 1986 to this, and that this is the November 2023. Fine? Yes, no, that is the July 1986 to the November 2023. Fine? Okay. So yesterday I was before you, I submitted some points regarding the defamation of Ayurveda by a person who called himself as a hepatologist. And the credit is the Indian Hepatologist. And then the synonym is the liver doc, facing very much, getting very much encouragement from all opponents of Indian traditional knowledge, which includes Ayurveda too. Promoted by the many persons, many organizations, many companies of the abroad, who business is being affected by the popularity and the strength of the Ayurveda. And he has a mission in his life that to defame Ayurveda. Defame anything which belongs to the Indianness. It seems, it appears like this. Because several persons approached him, contacted him to listen, see, get this literature, go through this, see these patients which has been treated by the Ayurvedic medicines for liver disorders. For liver disorders. But no, I am the boss, this is the attitude. I am having the universal knowledge. No one can equate myself. That is the attitude of that particular fellow known as the liver doc. Okay, here once again I am before you for my some submissions. Let us start. Few lines about the literature. The allopathy literature, I mean the books available for the allopathic system of the medicine, the research papers available till in the 2023, renowned research papers published by the highest scrutiny and the peer reviews and the index and the referred journal, like that, impact factor 70, yeah, yes, 70. Fine, that is their literature. Our literature. This literature is 300 years. Our literature is 5,000 years. Okay. Writing difference was there. It is today also. Coming to the last 50-year literature of Ayurveda, and specifically of the last 15 years. Here, we are not having any less scientific papers which are required to make the people understand what is Ayurveda and how it works. The main question is the toxicity and the mode of action. Some comments I got from my learned viewers that he is concentrating on the toxicity and the mode of action. Fine. Here, the every molecule used in the allopathy as a new chemical entity, or the every molecule, the active pharmaceutical ingredient, API, is having mode of action. Accepting. Good. We must. But Ayurveda mode of action is not established today. In your language, mind it, in your language, in your parameters it is not available. But in our language, in our terminology, the Ayurvedic philosophy and the Ayurvedic doctrines, we have mode of action very established since last 5,000 years. We know about our dosha samochana. We know how the vyadhi is being developed. And we know the samprapti viktan on the basis of the tridos theory. We have our mode of action. Yes, we don't have mode of action in your language. Do you have mode of action of your drugs in our language? What we know? What is our language? I mean our terminology, our scientific terminology. Ek dosas, dvandvas, sannipatas, and all the different stages, avaran and the vyadhi pratni, many more. Khava guna. I mean to say, see our all stages of the different diseases, and we know that finally the origin of the disease and the treatment of the disease by samprapti vigatan. Of course, there are many new diseases which were not quoted into Ayurvedic literature, but we Ayurvedists are successfully treating all those also with the philosophy, with the doctrines we have. Our physicians are making a combination of the formulation, making a combination of the available herbs and the mineralic formulation, metallic formulation, which are not quoted into the Ayurvedic literature. Means our philosophy is well established, our doctrine is well tested, our every fundamentals are well experimented, and then they are in the terminology which we have. You have mode of action in your terminology. Welcome. We have mode of action in our terminology. There is no compulsion that we should have our mode of action of our drug in your scientific terminology, which you call allopath or the biomedical science. If anyone is willing to do so, welcome, do it. We are before you, our drugs are before you. Apply everything, every investigating method, every sophisticated method of analysis and all the PKPD, develop it. We are not opposing, we are welcoming. And we are welcoming the allopathic system too. Gentlemen, the liver doc, we are welcoming your allopathic system of medicine where you have been trained. But you have been trained in a wrong way, with a wrong attitude to abuse another alternative system of medicine of the one of the finest system of the medicine and one of the ancient system of the medicine of the world. Your ancestors in Kerala was not treated by the allopathic system of the medicine. They were survived and they are being treated by the Ayurveda back 100 and 150 years. Remember it. Try to understand this fact. What I am putting before you. We are nothing, no regret we have to the allopathy. We are respecting allopathy. We congratulate you for your advanced surgery. We congratulate you for your advanced development of the API you call antibiotic or anything else. But of course, there are the many things side by side, that is the side effects, adverse ADRs, ADE, and the many more. See the literature, the scientific literature. You have 300 years, we have 5,000 years. and we are trying to cope up the terminology of the core medical science. Forget to raise this question that the Ayurvedic drugs don't have mode of action. Ayurvedic drugs have well explained mode of action, but in Ayurvedic fundamentals, Ayurvedic doctrines, in the Ayurvedic terminology. See our synopsis of our thesis submitted at the ITRA Jamnagar, and see the 10 pages of those Samprapti Vikatan, by which my seniors, yes, Professor M.S. Baghel sir and the Professor R.R. Dwivedi and the many more there, and nowadays Professor Anup Thakur and the many more, they are establishing our whole Samprapti Vikatan of the Dosa Dusha Samochana in the Ayurvedic doctrines, and that is our mode of action. If we are not having mode of action in your language, this is not our fault. Yes, this is a compelling demand of the world, and that Yuga Nirup, we are trying to do that. Your support, the support of the biomedical science is required. So this is answered what you are talking about, the mode of action of the Ayurvedic drugs. Fine. Now come. The mode of action, you are talking mode of action. Do you have the mode of action of the rasam, what you are eating? Do you have the mode of action of any food you are having? Do you know a mode of action of all the vegetables you are eating? They are also in your body. They are also being absorbed. They are also being excreted. They are also nourishing your body with all nutritional value. Do you have the mode of action? What is there after eating an apple? Or a dry fruit, almond? If the mode of action is so important, yes, in your language only, in the core medical science language, what is the mode of action of the Utpam Idli? I'm just taking recipes of the region Kerala, and it is equally applicable to every region of the India or every region of the world. Do you have the mode of action of that? If you have, kindly enlighten me. Mode of action, not the process of absorption and the metabolism. How your body is being nutrished, how your body is being treated by those mode of action. But we have in Ayurvedic terminology, as per Ayurveda doctrines. Allopathy don't have. If my information is right. Again, here I am not saying that the food is the medicine and the medicine is the food of the Hippocrate, food Thai medicine. हमारे यहाँ भी बोला गया है कि आहार आहार महा औषध है. मोड ऑफ एक्शन हमें जानना चाहिए, लेकिन मोड ऑफ एक्शन हम नहीं जानते हैं तो हम अज्ञानी हैं. We are worthless. This is not fine. This is not judicious approach of a person who called himself well trained, well educated, is a literate person. Okay. So you are in India. Of course, I do believe that you because you are making some personal attacks to someone. So I am asking to you personally that what is your dietary regimen? Are you following European dietary regimen or the Mediterranean or Arabian or the diets schedule of the Australian continent or something? Yes, I said earlier also. What's your diet, regular diet residing in Kerala? I think you know what you are eating there in Kerala since your childhood. So, these herbs, these philosophy, whether the persons, your ancestors in Kerala had not developed this recipe in the thousands of years, which is very much geographically, environmentally, fulfilling all the desired demands for a human being for his better survival. And that has been developed in the thousands of years. So every region has its own dietary system. 29 states of India having the 29 varieties of the thali. How this process was developed? Are those recipes what we are eating are toxic and there is a need of a mode of action? Certainly not. You know it. You will not ask this question to you, to yourself. You are asking for Ayurveda only. Why? If Ayurveda drugs are so toxic as you are claiming, our whole Indian civilization were not existing in the country, in the planet Earth. Because before 300 years, here all Indians, right from Kanyakumari to the Jammu, Kashmir, to Leh Ladakh, and this side to that side, east to west, from Bhavnagar to Itanagar, everything has been taken care. And those medications are being accepted by our ancestors and followed, and with the all experiential evidence, with the all observational therapeutics, and nowadays the reverse pharmacology is proving all that, from bench to bed, from bed to bench. So think on this. What you are eating in your family. If you are so fond of this allopathic system of medicine, then try for some month the Mediterranean diet or some European diet, if you wish. But we suggest you only. As you are saying that the Ayurveda is fake, quackery, and the Gilo is the toxic. However, one more point I am raising before you, and then I will show you some data. All viewers. The percentage of the practice of allopathy in all recognized countries by the UNO, that is the 192. And the percentage of the practice of Ayurveda, all 192 countries of the United Nations Organization. Percentage of the applications of the API of allopathy to the human being, and the percentage of the Ayurvedic medicine administered to the human being. It must be 97 or the 3%. It is maximum. If you see the world population, so okay, I don't have any statistical data for this, but see the whole Indian population and its share to the world, and the India is using, okay, I am raising it. The Ayurvedic medicines may reach up to the, and SSI is saying that is the 80% into the India, but the whole India is not reflecting the world. Say, just forget the new numbers. I must say in the other language the majority of the world population is using allopathic molecules for its first line treatment. Happy? It's true. And the very less person and the proportion of the persons are using their traditional medicine, and namely here in the case of Ayurveda, in comparison of allopathic molecules. So let us compare who is damaging, which system of damaging, allopathic system of damaging liver how much, and the Ayurvedic system of medicine is damaging liver how much. Compare it on the basis of the proportion of the consumption of the allopathic molecules and the Ayurvedic medicine, which are holistic in approach. Aushadhi part sanyojan is the different. Here is the molecule segregated. Here is the reductionist approach. Here is the holistic approach. The proportion of the consumption. Make your mind. I am showing you some facts. How much allopathic molecules, API, active pharmaceutical ingredients, of the allopathy are damaging liver worldwide. My all friends of Ayurveda, just note it or repeat this video and search it. I mean the title, and note down it. The title is the immunological mechanism and immune-based biomarkers of drug-induced liver injury. This has been published in 2022, submitted in 2021. All authors are from the Chinese origin, reviewed from the scientists of the Italy and the Thailand. And yes, again I repeat, and then search it and go through all these pages of this paper. It has published into the frontiers in the pharmacology, not less than it is a review paper. Again, I repeat its title, the immunological mechanism and immune-based biomarkers of the drug-induced liver injury. Drug-induced, yes, I read the abstract. Drug-induced liver injury, DILI, has become one of the major challenges of drug safety all over the world. Because you are consuming, you are being accepted by all over the world, not Ayurveda. So far, about 1100 commonly used drugs, including the medications used regularly, herbal / dietary supplements have been reported to induce liver injury. Fine. All three are here. It is the medications, it is the herbal, and the dietary supplements too, where you are raising the finger. But see what is the proportion. See what is the proportion. You are talking about 1 kilo, and here is the 1100 drugs from allopathy molecules. Okay, maybe 100 from the herbal and dietary. 1000. Okay, 900, 800. Okay, 800. Are the 900? Huh? So 900 and 200. Because herbal or the dietary supplements are not so common and they are not damaging liver. The majority, 90% liver is being damaged by allopathic molecules used to treat different disorders of the human body. Who is damaging liver? The Indian Hepatologist? Allopathy or Ayurveda? Go through this paper, your literature, your scientist, your community is reporting it, not Ayurvedist. You are talking about the Ayurveda without knowing the Ayurveda, but this is your people, your scientist, your allopathic people. And they are saying these allopathic molecules are damaging liver. Who is responsible? Ayurveda? Are you yourself? Think. So, the further lines are here that the ignorance and the arrogance, you have both. It is not good. So you are okay. I shall speak later about that. What is coming in, bombarding in my mind. So this is the DILI, and the acute DILI may evolve into chronic DILI. I don't know what you pronounce it, DILI, or even ROSE commonly led to the life-threatening acute liver failure in Western countries. They don't use Ayurveda, sir. The liver doctor, the Indian hepatologist, they don't use Ayurveda too much. Some cases are reported oftenly about the lead toxicity and the many or something, but that is a different. I talk on the points, I talk on the evidence. Western world. What is the majority? Allopathic molecules. Western, and it is generally considered to have a close relationship to genetic factors, environmental risk factors, and host immunity, and through the drug itself or its metabolites, leading to a series of cellular events such as hepatization and immune response activation. Despite many researches on the DILI, the specific biomarkers about it are not applicable to the clinical diagnosis. Right, sir. because this video should be, I think, should not exceed 20-25 minutes or maximum 30 minutes, so I am not going through. But we are all Ayurvedic friends. I request you go through this, and here is the answer of this person who is raising finger on Ayurvedic drugs damaging the liver. And I ask you, the liver doc, the Indian hepatologist, that you must go through your science and keep your hand on your heart and see who is damaging how much. So here the pathological process of DILI is very complicated, and the specific mechanism has not been deeply elucidated, mostly because of the lack of the DILI animal models. You talk about the mode of action, research is that, but you are unable to identify or to have an experimental model to check the process of the DILI on the biomedical marker, and you are talking about this in 2022 in spite of the claim of yourself that you are a highly full developed allopathic science. Why not you have this animal experimental model for the DILI? What you are expecting from the VR with this, that we should have our mode of action in your language or in your terminology of the allopathy? I am asking you, why this experimental model has not been developed, where by the biomarkers and the on the immunomechanism you can establish what are the causes for the process of the cellular damage by these drug molecules. This is you are saying it, not any Ayurvedist. Go through this in the frontiers in the pharmacology, and you are talking about the models and whatnot. Come here. That is the paper of the March 2023. And this paper is talking about, the heading is Drug-Induced Liver Injury, a Comprehensive Review. Drug-Induced Liver Injury, a Comprehensive Review. Download it, it is free. I think it may be for free or for the BHU professors, but because we have some access, and if it is not freely available to you, my dear friends, listening me, just mail me, write in the comment box. I will provide you your these all PDF to your email. See here, drug-induced liver injury, a comprehensive review. They are also talking about the liver injury caused by the different allopathic molecule. And one drug is very famous for this, acetaminophen. So if you go through that and all the process here, and once again they are saying what? Drug-induced liver injury remains of challenge in the clinical practice and is still a diagnosis. It is still a diagnosis of exclusion, although it has amongst the general population. It has a low incidence among the general population. Really accounts for the most cases of the acute liver failure with a fatality rate of up to 50%. Fatality rate of the 50%. This disease if happen. Many liver disorders, what you are saying that they are the liver toxic, and we Ayurvedic medicines and see their fatality rate, if they are, and see the reversal rate by the same Ayurvedic medicines, by the treatment by the Bhumya Milki or the Phaltrikadikvat. Yes, these are the well established formulations for the liver disease. Or yes, Arogyavardhani Ras. So here is the fatality rate is the 50%. I don't think Ayurvedic medicines, if they are causing anywhere liver injury, the fatality rate is up to 50%. This is you who are saying that the fatality rate of the drug-induced liver injury is 50%. What do you think? Where you are raising fingers? What you are doing? Look to yourself. This is your science. And you are talking about in a sponsored way. Yes, I repeat, in a sponsored way, that the Ayurveda is damaging liver. Read it. The Indian Hepatologist, read it. And then we can discuss all this. Yeah? Answer us for these findings written by you people, not by us. And when I say you people, I am targeting you only. I have very good friends in the system of the allopathy. We are in the setup of the Banaras University. We are having very good collaboration among us. We respect each other. And outside the Banaras University also, we respect each other. We learn from each other. We work with all together from all over country. Please try to understand. Here, the Department of Gastroenterology is having collaboration with the Ayurveda, not from today, since last 50-60 years from its inception. Many departments of the IMS, right from oncology, radiology, medicine, ops, gynae, are having collaboration with the that ophthalmology, ENT, with the Ayurveda people and with the comparatively Ayurveda disciplines. We have here the Department of Pathology who studied our bhasmas. We have here Department of Metallurgy which has given us from the Institute of Science or the Institute of Technology, which has given us all the configuration and the structural phenomenon of all our medicines. We have the Department of Pharmaceutics and many more things which we have. We are just taking all these things in a very scientific way since last 40 years with a good publication number. We have it. So the point is, try to search the available scientific papers from all across Ayurvedic institutions in collaboration of the many learning institutions of the ICMR with the CSIR, DBT, IITs. See our papers in the collaboration. And in our all papers of the collaborations are in this way that they are having the scientific approach, not from the Banaras University only, from every leading academic institutions of Ayurveda, even from the government sector or from the private sector. Do you know, in the Medanta, Ayurvedic physicians are sitting side by side to a robotic surgeon? Do you know that recently in the last week, rupees 300 crore was sanctioned by the Department of Atomic Energy to establish an integrated oncology center in the Koboli? Do you have this information? Why you are making all these nonsense views and getting attention of all those MNCs, multinational companies who are willing to damage this Ayurveda system of medicine with their commercial interest only, nothing else. These are the MNCs who are not allowing the development of a cancer drug because their business of the anti-cancer drug may be exploited. So this is the paper, Drug-Induced Liver Injury, a comprehensive review of the March 23. And here you have to answer our questions of the all Ayurvedists. On behalf of them, I am asking, and see this conclusion is showing that uncommon but potentially fatal advanced reaction to a drug, that is the DILI, your drug-induced liver injury. And he is here, the both genetic testing and the biomarkers have been now they have in the clinical practice to add early diagnosis of the drug toxicity as well as the risk stratifying the patient. The Indian Hepatologist, raising fingers after Ayurveda. Once again, I am saying you, be rational, be genuine, and look to yourself first. The three fingers on you, who is damaging liver and how much, what is the quantum. All across world, Ayurveda is not being used as a medicine. Gilo is not being used as a medicine. all across world. Allopathic drugs are being used, and their percentage of the liver injury is much higher than the gill oil. If it is not. I don't accept it. It is not. It is accidental, the different species of the gill oil. Or if you are talking about the herbo-mineral preparations, they have been quoted in our classics very well. If it is not prepared in this way, that this will be the side effects, and that may be treated in this way. We are well versed. We don't want gyan from you. Yeah. So here, last of the today, but it is most important. This paper, my all Ayurvedic friends, go through it. Once again, I am reading the heading: succinate as a signaling molecule in the mediation of liver disease. Succinate. Yes, I must tell you from where this was published, the BBA, Molecular Basis of Disease, and this paper was, I told you that both the immunological paper was published in the Frontier in the Pharmacology, and this drug-induced liver injury, a comprehensive review published into the Therapeutic Advances in Gastroenterology. And the authors are well known in this field. Here is the Tom Hoshak and the Desmi Damery. And here in this succinate as a signaling molecule in the mediation of a liver disease, Hui Chen and the Chen Jin and the Jianu are the authors, and this paper is the China. It is very interesting. Really, I mean it. This is saying that a natural metabolite of TCA, that is the tricarboxylic acid cycle, which occurs in every cell of our body, produce succinate. And this succinate, in due course of time, damage. A lot of pathology is here given. It's mediation of a liver disease. Ultimately, it means a natural phenomenon of human body. In each and every sans, respiration to each and every cell, there is a possibility for the production of succinate. And this succinate is thus for the mediation of liver diseases, responsible of a certain concentration. It induces something into the body. You must have listened in your neighborhood that वो आदमी तो कभी कुछ नहीं खाता था, उसने तो शराब छुआ भी नहीं था, वो तो बहुत सात्विक भोजन करता था, बड़ा अच्छा था, उसका लीवर कैसे खराब हो गया? वो तो ड्रग इंड्यूस भी हटा दीजिए. चलिए, ये बॉडी की नॉर्मल प्रोसेस से लीवर खराब होने की संभावना. तो क्या करेंगे आप इंडियन हेपेटोलॉजिस्ट? सांस लेने की प्रक्रिया बदल दीजिए, जो लैक्स ऑफ ईयर्स में ढूंढी गई है. आयुर्वेद को तो आप कह रहे हैं कि बदल दीजिए, तो इसको भी बदल दीजिए ना. ये भी तो लीवर डैमेज कर रहा है भाई, सक्सिनेट भी. तो सांस लेने का कोई नया मैकेनिज्म ढूंढा जाए जो लाखों साल में डेवलप हुआ है कि सक्सिनेट हो ही ना और लीवर बचा रहे. सोचना चाहिए आप जैसे भारी साइंटिस्ट को. हैवी वेट साइंटिस्ट, नोबेल प्राइज कई आपको मिल जाएंगे अगर आप इस सक्सिनेट प्रोडक्शन को रोकते हैं पीसीए साइकिल में जब हो रहा है. और शायद यही एक फैक्टर है. फिर से ध्यान देकर सुनिए आप और हमारे सारे मित्र, कि जिन योगियों ने अपने योग से प्राणायाम किया, श्वास की गति को नियंत्रण किया, उनके स्वास्थ्य का कारण, उनके दीर्घायु का कारण शायद इस पेपर में छुपा हुआ है. मे भी पॉसिबल कि सक्सिनेट उनकी बॉडी में एक्यूमुलेट न होता हो या कम प्रोड्यूस होता हो, एनर्जी साइकिल कम होती हो, वो बॉडी को अपने हाइबरनेशन की अवस्था में, ध्यान समाधि की अवस्था में रखते हो. एक प्रपोज सबमिशन है ये. तो मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि लीवर डैमेज इतनी तरह से हो रहा है ना. आपकी ड्रग इंड्यूस्ड डिजीज से 90% से ज़्यादा लोग एलोपैथी यूज कर रहे हैं. एलोपैथिक दवाइयों से लीवर डैमेज हो रहा है. मैंने कुछ का नाम भी लिया, बाकी भी बहुत सारी हैं. और ये एक नेचुरल प्रोसेस से भी लीवर डैमेज हो रहा है. तो वाई ओनली आयुर्वेदा इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द लीवर डैमेज? what you are talking. Once again, I suggest you don't play in the hand of the MNCs. Don't play. Come to the natural things and apply your mind to develop Ayurveda. Because for where you are doctor, the liver, it is a general perception Ayurvedic drugs are best for the liver, management of the liver disorders in certain conditions. And it is. We are having a research project here going on the fatty liver diseases with the Ayurvedic medicines. And that has been sponsored by the CCRS just right now, 5 months back, under the SPARK program. So, look to the potency of Ayurveda. Utilize for the strengthening of the liver. Don't blame Ayurveda. If you are blaming Ayurveda for the liver damage, I blame you and your science for the blaming of for the damage of the liver all across the world due to that. And that's the reason you have drug-induced liver injuries, and you are working on that without any animal model. So, respect Ayurveda, try to understand Ayurveda, and try to understand all those medicines of Ayurveda of herbal origin as well as of the herbal mineral origin, which are very, very good, even the best for the treatment of the disorders of liver. This is my final suggestion to you. Please come to the domain, change your wavelength and attitude to the Ayurveda, and then see how successful doctor you are in the integrated system of medicine, the integrated way of the therapy. Use allopathy and Ayurveda both for the liver disorders. Okay, thank you all the viewers. It's a little bit long, but I think it is useful. And download all the 3 papers, go through all the 3 papers and ask a question to every hepatologist who is blaming Ayurveda for the liver damage. This is the ratio, this is the fact, this is the proportion. The liver damaged by any medicine of the any medicine, herbal medicine, dietary supplements, 90% share is allopathic medicines. Thank you. Namaste.